We're here at Silver Springs State Park.
This park is beautiful and full of things to do. They have miles and miles of trails, glass bottom boat tours, canoeing, kayaking, shopping, and so much more. We hiked around multiple trails, adding over 8 miles to our current tally for season 3.
While we hiked around the trails, we discovered a museum, which is open to the public every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. Entry, we found out, was only $2 per person. They also have a pioneer village, which is weirdly called Cracker Village. This is kind of like an 1800s type historic village. It's only open for tours on the 2nd and 4th Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock.
The nice thing about this trail is that it's really well marked. Maybe finding the entry took an extra second, but really if you just look on the map for about where it connects, and if you don't see the sign immediately, just keep walking a little bit further and you'll find it. But along the trail, every little turn, everything has the arrows or some type of signage to tell you where to go.
And they're all color-coded, like you said. So, it's easy for you to be able to know exactly which one you're going on, which way is each one, and you don't get lost. Even though it's pretty obvious where the trail is, but still, sometimes you just never know.
We've always wanted to do the glass bottom boat tours, so we're finally getting a chance to do them.
It's about time.
And not bad, it's only $13 per adult. Used to be 10, but as we know, everything's been going up. It's only a 30-minute ride, so hopefully it'll be nice and relaxing and get out and see some stuff, and great way to start the morning.
It seems like they go about every 20-30 minutes, so you can pretty much get a ride almost any time, but I would still probably recommend a book at least a couple days to a week early, just in case you want that earlier time or later time period.
Right there, please. Thank you. The first movie that was filmed here was in 1916. The movie people tell us this is a really good depth to swim at because it gives the illusion of deep water without the hassles of filming in deep water. He's obviously bragging on what size fish he caught today. The first 2 springs we went over, both had water coming out of it, but nobody saw it because of 2 reasons. The sandbox died in captivity at the age of 34. Does anybody want to see that last thing?
Yes. We just did our glass bottom boat tour. Now, I didn't do any research into what these boats look like, so I went in with a fresh set of eyes, and I was surprised that it's just this middle section that's glass, so you have to lean over to stare into it to see, what's underneath.
Get a little back pain when you're sitting there, leaning over, watching. But it was still pretty cool. I mean, it had the 50s, 60s, 70s vibe per se, but it was still cool being able to see all the underneath, the springs, multiple different springs, the history. I didn't know there was 2 James Bond movies that were actually here that were done, Moonraker and Thunderball, I think it was. So that was kind of cool to be able to see. Tarzan, Legends of the Black Lagoon. So It was interesting.
Yeah, that part was really cool.
One key standpoint that would be important, especially if you're RVing at the state park, is that it's normally $2 per person to get in, but if you bring or take a picture of your parking pass, it will get both people in for free. At least 2, potentially more, I guess depends on how big your party is, but everyone will get into the Springs area for free, which for some of those that don't realize this, it is separate from the campground. So you do have to drive. There is a 2-mile hiking, potential biking path that you can do as well. Nobody's home.
So to give you an idea of what it looks like, that actually there's boat behind us, but it's all enclosed. So just in case it's raining outside or if it's really hot or really cold, you kind of have an idea. They do have windows that can open on the side to help keep the airflow so it doesn't get too stuffy in there. So I actually didn't think it was too bad. I thought we'd be cold, but thanks to the enclosing, I guess, it wasn't quite as bad. If you walk around in the grass in this area, make sure you watch for snakes. We've seen quite a few of them. Some of them, I'm not sure what they are, but they look like they could be venomous. While doing the glass bottom boat tour, we were informed that there are monkeys here. Approximately 12, I think he said, are still here. So we go and do the swamp trail. We're walking around, we see a sign again for these monkeys. So we're walking like with our heads all up in the air.
Constantly trying to find them. We're like, where are the monkeys? I think supposedly there's 300 in the entire Florida, but I think there's only, a dozen or so that are around this area. So the chances of seeing a monkey are probably the chances of us seeing a moose.
But the note to take away from this is that although it is good to look up, you also need to look down because this trail has a decent amount of roots sticking up. So if you don't want to fall on your face, make sure you look up and down.
Yeah, which you can do both. It's easy to do.
I think they found a monkey. Why are they so excited?
The discussion is, was it a cricket or a grasshopper? Pretty sure those were crickets.
But what's the difference between a cricket and a grasshopper? Now, I know the traditional grasshopper that you think of as green and tends to be bigger, and crickets are usually black and they chirp, but what's the technical?
I bet you it's the grasshoppers fly and the crickets just jump and they can't fly.
Have to report back on that
I'll
one.
figure that out. Let us know if you know the answer to this one. All right, so via Google, I've learned two things about crickets and grasshoppers. There is a difference. Surprisingly, crickets actually have wings. I never knew that. Has anyone ever actually seen a cricket fly? But they do have wings. The main difference in between a cricket and grasshopper, crickets tend to have long antennae, grasshoppers tend to have shorter antennas, and then when they make noises between the two, the crickets will actually go ahead and just rub their wings together, and then the grasshoppers will rub their legs on their wings, and I guess that's how they make noises differently. So, interesting. Good to know. Grasshoppers and crickets, just in case you ever knew. Look at the crickets. Go, go. Crickets, 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 crickets. Yeah. Get them, guys. So crickets are indeed okay for dogs to eat. They are not poisonous, luckily. This may make your dog go insane after eating multiple crickets. She's never been so happy in her entire life eating freaking crickets.
Curious how well crickets sit in a dog's stomach? Not well. Since we just weighed the truck and trailer, I thought this was the perfect time to discuss cargo capacity. While I talk, I'm gonna let you enjoy the beautiful scenery from Old Pavilion RV Park. Cargo carrying capacity, or CCC, is the amount of weight you can put in and on your trailer. When we were searching for an RV, we noticed the cargo capacity varied a lot in some cases. One travel trailer we toured had tons of drawers, cupboards, and closet space, yet the cargo capacity was only 800 pounds. There is no way you could fill that space and remain under 800 pounds. So, how much capacity do you need to go full time? Unfortunately, there's no easy answer for that. It varies by family size and how much stuff you just can't live without. We don't have excessive amounts of stuff, but we live comfortably. We have clothes for all seasons, kitchen appliances such as Instapot, Keurig, Ninja Blender, and a tabletop RO system. We also have an RV-approved bike hitch, 2 bikes, 2 outdoor camping chairs, 2 beach chairs, table, fishing gear, large Yeti, and even more in our underbay storage. All this stuff, along with food and about 100 pounds in pet supplies, clocks us in at 1,780 pounds of cargo capacity. Our travel trailer can handle 2,540 pounds, so we are well within our means of what the trailer can handle. When choosing an RV for your family, make sure you look at the CCC, not just the amount of visible storage space. Also, keep in mind that carrying around a tank full of water or gray or black tank waste will add to your CCC. If you plan on doing a lot of boondocking, you'll potentially need to leave a few hundred pounds of free cargo capacity. If you're only traveling a few miles down the road, you're probably fine. Anything beyond that will be unsafe for the RV though.